What is going on, Roland Empire here, guys, to give you a video. Okay, this is a perfect, nice kind of like introduction for me to be like, I like sports and I like, NBA in general too. NBA is something I really just find very passionately like, you know, I like myself to hopefully be considered a filmmaker, photographer, whatever cinematographer, one that aspires to be. But I also like the whole thing that it is sports, whether it's the basketball, the football, and basketball. This is a great way to be talking about the Last Dance, and to said things that have gone on. Big fan of Kobe Bryant. I appreciate the amazing, just the presence, the hard work that is from Michael Jordan, even from LeBron James and everybody like the crew. So it's just there's different generations, and I respect all these kinds, but that's really how I stand. That's how I stand when it regards to those three, just people, characters, these amazing, almost like actors, these athletes, these people, and this was originally in the ESPN and all, and I said, you know what, I'll catch it. I'll make time eventually. And it eventually hopped into Netflix, and I'm like, okay, that is the perfect way. Now that all the episodes are out, let me just try to binge it as quick as I can. Got through it really when I could, and just I've seen with a bit of what was promised in the trailers and all. I'm like, okay, this feels something like you're gonna get more of a behind the scenes that than what you expected. And I think for most of all, it lives up. I want to say that I feel like there's certain things here you would say, okay, I'm not as surprised as I thought, or oh, okay, that I was expecting. I'm not sure if it's because I just knew certain things that were going on, or you're like, oh yeah, that's what I really imagined. But a lot of was being delivered that you'll get like a full on truth, a truth of this incredible dynasty that has been led by MJ. You guys have known, at least MJ, who MJ is. Six amazing titles, and it shows more of the behind the scenes for everybody. And one thing I liked about this like structure of the linear of these 10 episodes was how it does center on the last dance of the final run of the six titles, and then we go back and we go forth within whether it's someone's backstory or like also sort of a parallelization of all six titles. I like that there was a parallel. We started within the year, so it's like really you got a glimpse of all 6 years, but its main promise is the last season. And I liked it. There's little things like Scottie Pippen, of the appreciation of what he's gone financially, backgrounds of Dennis Rodman and Steve Kerr, and then obviously the main guy we're here for is the good Michael Jordan, and realizing that yes, he is who you expected, and I like how they didn't paint him as a full on hero, but also an appreciation is there for how hard worked his ethics are, and the admiration. You're like, okay, maybe certain things you're like, who knows? You might think it's going over the line, but at the time of at least realizing what the results are, man, I can't help to appreciate the hard work he brings in, try to push everybody, and realizing even within certain people's storylines, how you're like, you realize there's something going on, whether it's an altercation, and realizing, oh, they could have bonded on this, but they realized that this was sort of a business standpoint, but still realizing that people need to be, having relationships, at least getting along to win stuff. And even with the whole between the managers, the head coaches, the players, these are certain things you kind of feel like you would expect for this, but realizing actually supposedly getting it the truth, and having also within these rivalries that these guys had, like these like Pistons, seeing them with the Lakers, and then seeing them have with the Jazz back-to-back finals, and then having a nice technique too of having like Jordan see what other people thought. That's a nice little kind of glimpse to kind of get sort of a raw, real reaction kind of thing. And just what went on with this, good job in having how long this might have taken to get all this piled up to make this documentary, and just good job in feeling as intriguing, immersive as it can be. I throughout all the time, the pacing didn't feel like, how many more minutes do we have? No, I sometimes thought, wow, I want to get on to the next episode. They did a nice way to structure everything, how what you're going to be going. So even as a documentary, still feel like it's episode where there's sort of mild cliffhangers, but I like the whole story, and it's just going through all these lenses of how they came through adversity, and then as being the champs, like as a celebrity would, like you know, at the end of the day, like you know, it's nice to get the recognition, but also getting so much of the recognition, you're like, man, there are times you wish you could go out and get a bite to eat and not get all these autographs and photos. It's realistic, you know, realistic as it goes, even though you can be appreciative of still the fame and all. So it's nice whether I related with it or whether I at least understood it. Nice kind of things like that. Throughout, really, it really is. I don't want to be like as cliche as it can be as like it's a flawless documentary, but it really is a really good documentary. It's as flawless as in like I was always finding something to kind of just enjoy myself with this, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just nice getting commentaries from everybody. I like that they did get as much that they could to kind of show a case of what they were trying to tell for the story, just of everything. Just really, again, what went on, you know, what was, you know, behind certain kind of productions that might have been going on, and just again there was tension and but realizing that, you know, this is the team that, you know, has shown the like the results and all. And guys, yeah, it's a really good, if you could, as a film, it really is a good time. I am curious to know, not everybody's a sports fan, if you would give this a shot. You know, as always, these are just my thoughts and opinions. I really thought this documentary really was really some of the most medias of you can of like just exposing, just telling what it is of the truth, and just knowing this the psychological, the sociology, the philosophical that can go with the team, and just the psychological of like how to kind of be a team and just still just deliver on that promise and just get the best results. And so let me know, guys, like if you've seen it, if you didn't think it really lived up to your expectations, or if you've seen it, did it live up to your expectations? Is this one of the best things like you have seen? And you know, guys, you know, I had a I really did enjoy this. I really did, you know, enjoy this documentary. So all this in the comments below. And as always, roll an empire, laugh, smile, repeat.